everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I've got a fun project for you today. This is a great quilt. I'm calling it 4x4 because it's all 4 patches. Now this is based on an old antique quilt, and I want to show you a new construction way for it that makes it much easier than all those individual little squares. Let's look at the quilt. Isn't that fun? Now, traditionally, the other quilt was built where it all ran kind of in a fields and furrows way, and we've turned it, made it a little bit more modern, give it a little more ooh-ah factor. So let me show you how to make this. So to make this quilt, what you're going to need is 1 roll of 2.5-inch strips, and we've used Aunt Grace's Basket of Scraps. It's by Judie Rothermel from Marcus Brothers. You're also going to need some background fabric, 1 3/4 yards. That's going to make these squares and this first inner border. The outer border, you're going to need 1 1/4 yard, and it's a little 5.5-inch border. Check to make sure. Yep, a little 5.5-inch border. And for your background, you're going to need 5 yards. And you can see this background on here. It's just so fun. I love 30s. They're just so cute. And this makes a quilt that is 70 by 78, so pretty good size quilt. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to make some 4 patches. This whole quilt is just 4 patches. I'm calling it 4x4 for that very reason. So let me show you how to make them. Obviously, there's lots of ways to make 4 patches, and this is just an idea. And what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 of our colored strips and sew them together to make a strip set. And this one obviously used to be way long, but you're going to then cut, from this strip, you're going to cut 4.5-inch segments on it. So I'm just going to move this over here. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4.5 like this. And we're going to, and a half. Whoo, measure twice, cut once. I almost made a big boo-boo right there. All right, there we go, 4.5. There we go. All right, so now we've got 4.5, and we're gonna sew all those pieces together. So you're gonna have lots of these strip sets sewn together, and we're gonna sew these together end to end to end right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew this one on here just like this so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't put 2 of these little blues right together like this. I just happen to have a bunch because that's what I was working with. Although it really wouldn't matter. It really would be fine. So then we're going to press that out. Make sure they're nice and flat. And so then to make these 4 patches, what we're going to do is we're going to come along and we're going to cut 2.5 from the edge right here. And I like to actually fold this over right here because that gives you a nice straight edge. Your seam edge, and you don't have to do any of the math to figure out that 1/4 inch thing. So we're going to do this right here, and we're going to trim this off like this, and that's going to give us a 4 patch, and then we're going to take this one and trim it off just like this, and it gives us another 4 patch and 1 more here. Make sure you're like lined up right along the edge. And we got that. All right, so now we have 3 4 patches right here. And we're gonna need 4 of those to put it together to make a 16 block. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stick these in here like this. Let's see if we can turn this so it, oh, nope, let's grab another one. You're gonna have a whole bunch of these to choose from. So just like this, we're gonna put 4 of those together to make our 16 block. So just sew a regular, your 4 patches into a 4 patch, and you're gonna get a block like this. So that's the first block. Now the second block is going to be this one right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to have one of our 2 pieces together and a piece with a white in it. So you're going to need another strip set of your print fabric that just has white sewn to one side, and you're going to cut those into 2.5-inch segments right here. See how I've done that? And you're going to need 2 of those for each block. So let me grab them here. And then you're going to couple those with your 2.5 by 4.5-inch pieces that you cut from the other square. Now these don't seem to be 2.5 by 4.5, so I'm going to cut another one off of here and make sure that it is actually 2.5 wide. I'm not sure why those aren't 2.5. They should be, but we're going to do this right here. Make sure it's right. I want to show you the right way. All right, so we're going to put these on here like this, and we're going to go to the sewing machine and sew these together. Now you're going to need 2 of these for each of your big 4-patch blocks because we're going to couple these with a 4-patch or a 4.5 inch background square. And I'm just going to chain piece these right together. And then we're just going to press them open. Alrighty, there's that one. And then here's this one. Whoop, wants to slide on me. All right, now the trick to this block, we're gonna take 2 of our 4.5 inch squares and we're gonna put them together like this. The trick to this block is to always make sure that your background square is touching your other background squares. So we're gonna put them together this way, and we're gonna have a block that looks like this. So this whole quilt is just these 2 blocks. So once you get your 2 different blocks done, the fun is in the layout. So let's take a look at that back here. So we've got 4 patches and our 4 block, and you'll notice these are running this way. The big blocks are running this way. And we do the same thing for the whole row, like this. And then the next row, we just alternate them, but we keep these big blocks running the same direction. So then these follow down here and these follow down here. Now when we get down here, we could do the whole thing at a slant like this, but I thought, how fun would it be to curve it around and bring it back? So by doing that, what we did was we took the 2 blocks and put them together, and that starts the row going the other direction. So it's just fun to play with the layout and see what happens, and it makes a completely different looking quilt. So we hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the 4x4 quilt from the Missouri Star Quilt Company.